Alright gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here in Kinlaig. It is November. We are going to attempt to see if we can fix some of the fertilization here on this field, and it looks like we're going to be able to, which is a good thing, right? So we're going to go ahead and take care of this field because this one had a bit of an issue, as you saw in the last episode. Other than this, though, this is the main basic objective that needs to be done today. We can obviously go and sell the fish and move the fish around as we normally do, and that'll be good for us, but there's not really a whole lot else for us to do besides that. So what we can potentially do is either jump early to December and do a bit of December in this episode as well, or we can start potentially looking at maybe working on getting rid of some of the trees in the background there. I think that's also a pretty valid option. So we'll see, right? We'll see what we end up going with, but one of those two can happen, and if the trees don't start happening today, they can always happen next month and the following month, etc. All these winter months, really what we're going to be spending our time on is getting these trees down, I think, at this point. They should produce a good chunk of money for us, as we talked about in the past, right? And our goal was really we're going to try to put down some kind of a sawmill and turn that wood into wood pallets of some sort, whether it's, you know, planks or beams or whatever it ends up being. But this is going to happen, right? This is the winter months now, so you kind of expect it to be a bit like this for a little while. But we should also start making a lot more money, too, because some of the stuff we're going to be selling is the best time to sell it. Speaking of that, the flour is actually pretty close. I think it's actually best in December, but the price is pretty good today, so there's a high chance we can sell that, too, today. But I'm thinking if we decide to do... excuse me. If we decide to do a second month... if we decide to do a second month in this episode and go jump to December, we might as well just wait and do it in December, based off the fact of it's actually better priced in December, or at least it should be better priced in December. Alright, so that's good. I don't think this field over here needs it. I think everything is in a perfect state now. Yep, perfect state, which is great. For whatever reason, this yield is only at an 80% potential, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure why that one's only 80%. It's only 80% over here too, but I guess there's parts of this that are not 80%. Maybe it's because this is a section where we had more lime down before? Probably. I don't know. It's just the actual... Never mind, it's the actual type of ground. If we go look at the ground here, that's what it is. If we look at the... soil types, it's just a better soil type. The area where we were looking at was loamy sand, not good. Not a good soil type at all, so that's the reason why. Okay, so we'll go drop this off, and then let's do our normal that we've constantly been doing here almost every episode, and start taking the fish and transporting them all over the place. More specifically, we're going to be bringing up... We've got quite a few of adult fish this time, which is great. There's 2 over there, 2 over here, and 1 here. But we'll bring up... Already got the trailer down here. We'll bring up the tractor and the trailer down here. We'll bring up all of the fish and drop them off as we need be, and then we can go sell all these fish and make a good amount of money, too, off of it. Speaking of that, we were talking in the last episode that maybe the fish price has gone down a little bit. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it's actually the worst time to sell, well, not the worst time, but close to being the worst time to sell the fish. That's why we were not making as much money last time as we had been. Fish are better in the middle of the summer. So, there's a chance here where maybe we don't sell that stuff. Maybe we just hold on to it for a little while. I think we're going to have to sell some of it. But yeah, the price is just, it's not, we don't, that one, excuse me. We're just, it's $1,000 less than it could be, right? So you factor that in, that's a lot of money that we're leaving on the table there, at least from the salmon perspective. The young trout's not as bad. We can sell it for $3,761 at the Seaside Restaurant. So it's not terrible. It's not that much of a drop. It's about $500, right? But it's still a lot when you factor in how many of those pallets we're going to be selling, right? That's still a lot of money we're leaving on the table there. So it might be time, since we've got $40,000, and since we're going to go towards the approach of knocking down trees, it might be time for us to actually start considering holding on to the fish for a little while and selling them a little bit later on. You know what? Let's sell this month, even though we're going to have a little bit less than we want to. Let's sell this month, but December and January we're not going to sell. Maybe even February too. We won't sell then either. Yeah, let's sell now, and then we won't sell it again until March. So that's going to be 3 months of not selling any of the fish here. We're not going to make any money off of that. So I just feel like for the sawmill and all the stuff we need to do for the wood stuff, we're going to need a little more money than we currently have, because we also have fees and everything we're incurring every month, right? Plus, we've got to buy more fish food, right, every month. So I think this is probably the smarter investment right now. Now, obviously, when the trees start making, when the wood starts, at the sawmill starts making us pallets, probably won't be as big of a deal here in the winter months. But I think just to get us started, probably be good for us to do one more month of selling these, even though it's not the premium time period when we want to do it. Early on, we kind of had to, because we really had no choice. Now we're starting to get to a point where we actually have some choices here. We can decide when we want to sell the fish, which is a good thing. But I do think one more month, after I look at it a little bit closer and knowing what we have to purchase and put down today, and the fees and interest that we incur, it's actually quite a lot. It's a couple $1,000s every month we're incurring. So that's just based off of fees and not interest, just fees and maintenance stuff. We don't have any interest. We don't have a loan. And there we go. Perfect. Now, I don't know if I'm actually... I think I am going to. I was going to say, I don't know if I'm actually be able to get this last one on the very, very tippity top there, but I think we're going to. Forget how tall this Manitou actually goes. Or Manitou, I don't know how you say it, whatever. This thing goes up really, really high. Now, that's as high as it can go, but we could easily get another 2, maybe not 2. Yeah, we probably could get 2, actually. We could easily get another 2 levels up there. Okay. Put this back in its location. Alright, strap them down and on the way we go. Now, this is going to be very, very, very top heavy, even more so than we've been dealing with in the past. I'm going to have to be very, very slow and careful around these corners. Put the beacons on just to be safe. Underway. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. Things are good, man. Things are good. Back in the groove here. Lately, I've been watching the Fallout series. It's got me back in the groove or the mood to play Fallout. So I think once we finish playing through the 2 games we're currently playing through on my other channel, my second channel, shameless plug for my second channel, I think we will might do a little playthrough of a Fallout. Maybe Fallout 4, maybe Fallout New Vegas. I'm not sure which one yet, but it's kind of got an itch to play that again. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It's pretty good, if you like Fallout at least. I think it's a pretty good show. Okay, so 2 of those should be maxed out. Yep, they are. Perfect. We should be able to turn around here. Eventually, we're not going to be able to do this. We're going to have to go around the long way or back up. One of the 2, right? Okay, so... gonna kind of try to squeeze this in here if it lets me do it. Perfect. And I probably should have pushed the other ones a little bit further. I'm going to see if I can fix this real quick here. I'm not sure if it's going to let me or not, but I'm going to attempt it. It is not perfect, but it should now allow me to stick some fish down here on the back side here without them falling off. Yeah, it's strapped down. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. It does not look the best, and that's fine. It doesn't need to. Right? We're unloading some of these, and they're not really in the best spot when we're unloading them anyway, because we just pick them up from the actual aquafarm and drop them off here, and it just accepts whichever ones it wants to accept, so... Alright, let's head on over here to this one, do the same thing, pick up these two, and we can go sell these. We got a lot of flour. A lot of flour. Flour, as I mentioned, is best in December, but the price right now is really not bad. It's really, really not. Let me just show you really quick here after do a quick autosave. Flour. There you go. So the best price, December 1454. We can get it sold right now at 1377, 1378. Excuse me, 1399. Even better at the bakery. So again, the price is not terrible. It is going down, so there's no guarantee that it's actually going to get to that better price next month, which is about $300, $400 more than what it is now. There's no guarantee, right? So there's a high probability that maybe we sell the flour today too. I don't know yet. Really, we just need to continue to get some more money in either, like I talked about in the past, one, get another field, which I really do think we need one more field, really, or two, just get enough money to buy the fish food production, right? Those are our main objectives right now. That's the next step here, and then from there we can start doing maybe some more of the offshore stuff. But we got to get self-sufficient with the fish food right now. That boat is outrageously expensive. It's going to cost us a hell of a lot of money. All right, we are pulling up here. We're going to sell it here at the restaurant because it is the best price and it's a significant amount more. So we're going to sell it here. And then we'll take the young trout and salmon to the remainder of the typical sell point we always go to, because that's the only one really for those. All right. So about 50-ish, well, I would say almost $54,000 there, $53,000 there, which is fantastic. That's a great amount of money for us. It's what we needed. So now it's just a matter of going and selling the remainder of the smaller, the young trout and salmon. Should get us over 100,000. We're going to spend some money though today on some more fish food, as we typically do. That is not going to be a change there. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and buy some right now while we're at it. There is a cedar out there, which is pretty nice, but not really something we're going to be looking for. The one we have is really better than that. That's my opinion. I'm going to buy 8 of them. We're just going to buy 8. So 20 grand. When we're just driving into somebody else's field. Whoops. But 20 grand nonetheless. This puts us at 74. After we sell this, we should be back around 100,000, which is good. That should be enough money for us to be able to do what I want to do as far as the sawmill goes, and probably buy a winch and a chainsaw. All of those things have to be purchased. Now, I don't know... We're not really going to have any way to get the winch back and also get the fish food back, I don't think. Maybe I could think of some creative way to do it, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it. So that means we're going to have to make a couple of trips, I think, to do this. We also have things to pick up at the shop as well, which I just completely forgot about until just now. We've got that new planter that we bought, right? We've got to bring the old planter there and sell that, so that's going to make us some money too. Make us some money back, I should say, too. So maybe we have a little bit more to do in November than I had anticipated, I guess. So that one was 19,000 plus 960 environmental, so near it makes no difference, 20 grand, which is great. That's pretty much what we paid for the fish food. So all of those adult trout that we sold, that basically was just pure profit at this point, which is great, right? So, we got to get the fish food, put it up here, take it, transport it like we normally do. Then, when we're done with that, we'll bring the planter, the old planter, back down. We'll sell that, pick up the new one, bring it back. Then we're going to come back all the way and probably buy the winch. And then we're going to put down a sawmill production somewhere in our yard area. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet. I haven't decided that yet, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. I guess there's a chance we could potentially expand some of those crop fields if we get rid of those stumps on those trees that we're going to be taking down. I'm not really sure it's worth our time to do that. You know what we could do, and I just now thought about it. Although, I guess it really depends on if we can do it on the front of this tractor. I guess we could use the John Deere. We could just get the Tree Devour mod and go that approach, right? Just do it into wood chips. Wood chips are going to be best to sell anyway here in the next couple of months. Maybe that's the way we go about it. Maybe instead of making the planks, maybe we just go straight for the wood chip approach. That is something for us to think about. I don't know the correct answer yet, gang, but I will figure that out before episode's end. So, let's get these up here. Let's get all the stuff that I just talked about done. And I'll meet you back here when we make the decision on if we're going to buy a winch or the Tree Devour mod or what we're going to do. Or maybe just a normal forestry piece of equipment. I don't know. But let's get all this maintenance type of stuff done that we need to do here really quick. And then we'll go from there. Alright, we are back up here. Let's get this thing sold. Repair. Yeah, we'll do all that. And then sell it for $11,609. Perfect. Okay, so it gives us $105,000. I think I want to go the approach of the Tree Devour mod for this. I just think it's going to be easier. I'll be able to get rid of the stumps, so if I do decide I want to expand the fields, we'll be able to do so. So I think that's what we're going to go with. Now, I forget what it's under. I really don't remember what it's under. I might have to look for it for a minute. There it is. Mulchers. Whew. I think we have to go with the real. I don't think I can really go with the unreal. I'm going to do John Deere green with it just to match because it's going to be hooked up to our John Deere for sure. Now, this is expensive. As you can tell, it's very expensive. But what it will do is that when the time's done and we've got rid of all the trees, we can sell it back. We'll make most of the money back. Not all of it, but most. But we're going to make plenty off these wood chips. Plenty. Because as I mentioned, the wood chip price... actually, here, let me just back out really quick. Let's just talk through this for a minute. So the wood chip price is getting to a point where it's the best price to sell them. Like, it's very, very close. January's $973. Right now, $700's not wonderful, but it's also not $2.95, right? So it's a lot better than that. But you can clearly tell we're going to make a good chunk of money off of this. And it'll be very easy for us to be able to make this money back, especially when time comes to get rid of it later on, right? So we'll do the John Deere, 50 grand out the door. Closer to what we started with, but we still have more than what we started with, right? So this is actually, I think, in the long run, going to be the best approach. If we were going to put down a sawmill or something like that, I think the cheapest sawmill I could find is 10,000 or around 15,000, something like that. And then the winch itself, that was going to cost us another 25, 30 grand right there. So it's almost the same price. And we already have a trailer. Now, it's not the largest trailer in the world, so it's going to end up being probably a lot of, unloads. But, yeah, we can keep rocking with this. And this thing will have a bit of storage on it. Not a ton, but it will have a bit, I think. Oh, actually, it might not. It might not. I don't remember. I don't remember if the Unreal or the Real, I don't remember if the Real has any. I think it has a small amount of capacity in it. I could be wrong on that, though. But either way, it's something else for us. Now, as far as the wood chips go, I don't think, because we kind of tested out the straw, right? So I don't think we can store the wood chips in our silo, right? Or our silos, I guess. I don't think that works. We can try it. I just don't expect it to work. So what does that mean? Well, it either means we're going to have to sell the wood chips outright, right then and there, or we're going to have to put down some kind of a silo that can store wood chips. Now, those silos that store wood chips, they're not really cheap. I don't have a whole lot of cheap silos installed. Maybe I should look at some. I really don't have that many, though. At least from that perspective. I have some cheap silos for grain and things like that, but I don't really have a whole lot for other items like wood chips. Straw, as an example, we utilize the silage pole to store the straw, right? And speaking of that, we didn't even think about that. Speaking of that, the straw is probably coming up to being pretty good next month. So yeah, December next month will be a big month. We'll probably be selling a lot of the wood chips. We'll be selling the straw. It'll be a big selling day. So I do think it's smart for us to at least get started today on doing some of the tree work. And this is going to allow us to do that. Now, before we get started, I'm going to move a few more of these pallets out of the way here because the mill has stopped working again. We want it to continue to work because, like we talked about, the next month is going to be a crucial month here for us. We're going to make a lot of money off this flour, so we really don't want any interruptions here. We want it to continue to process for us. And we're starting to make a third row here. It's going to be really heavy when the time comes for us to put these on the trailer because our trailer, obviously, that we have right now is really not sufficient anymore. We really need to upgrade that soon, but it will do the trick, I guess, for the time being, is how we'll put it. But we want the flour to keep making. We really want a bunch of flour here for next month or the following month, whenever it is that we decide to sell it. We really, really want a lot of flour. Okay. It should have room to continue to process here. There's still 2,000 liters in there. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to make another one. Another row. Start another row, I guess I should say. So this ended up being, we had a lot more to do than I actually anticipated when we first started this episode. It's a good thing. Just kind of forgot about a couple of those things. I forgot about having to maneuver the old planter down, selling that, getting up the new planter, and then now we've got the tree stuff we're going to be doing, right? So, like I said, this trailer that we got here, it's not the largest capacity. I think it's only 10,000 liters. So it's going to be full pretty quickly, depending on the size of the trees we're chopping down back there. Most of them look pretty large. So if you've never seen this thing, which I'm sure everyone has, but if you have never seen this thing work, it basically takes the tree and chops it down into little wood chip type pieces and then spits it out through the pipe into the trailer. It's a very, very impressive piece of machinery, really. There's little cutters in the front, if you will. So we're going to drop this down. I'm going to go for the big one first, which may fill up the trailer already. I don't know. But we're going to go for this one anyway. Okay, we're not having a easy time here getting this guy. All right, maybe we need to go up a little higher. There we go. All right, so that is 100% full, and we do have a little bit of space in here, which is what I kind of thought. Now, here's the problem. It's hard to get some of these bigger trees like this with the stumps. So really, you can just kind of leave this here, and see how I'm getting rid of that stump slowly but surely? The big problem normally is it's hard to get these stumps out of here. Because a lot of times they leave a bigger stump than this thing can actually go up. This thing doesn't go up very high in the air, I guess is how I'm trying to put it. And as you can clearly tell, we're already having issues getting rid of this one stump right here. So now basically what I'm going to aim for now is just get some smaller trees here, because clearly that big tree was plenty. That it filled up this thing immediately, right? So basically you just have to kind of go at this a different angle, and sometimes if you do that, you'll be able to get rid of the stump. There's still part of this stump here that we're going to have to deal with, right? But like I said, you just have to keep going at it at different angles. Eventually you'll get rid of it. Maybe even have to buy a chainsaw and chop it down a little bit more. And then a lot of the times you'll be able to get it from there, right? All right, so let's go for these smaller guys here. These are not going to fill up much. Or at least they shouldn't. And see, as you can clearly tell there, we got rid of that tree. The stump's gone, right? So, you know, looking at this area here, I think there's a tiny bit of potential for us to maybe expand the fields a little bit, but it's not going to be a huge expansion by any means. It's not going to, you know, it's not going to make us a ton more money, I guess is how I should put it, right? It's not going to change a lot. 73%. This is a smaller tree, but it's bigger than the ones we've been taking. I'm going to go for this one. 91%. So it got us pretty close. I guess we'll just go with this one too. It might overfill it, but that's all right. Yeah, it did. That's okay. Doesn't need to be perfect. And there you go. I mean, we really haven't done much at all to this tree line here, and we already have a full load of wood chips. 60,000 liters of wood chips is a lot, right? That's going to turn into a lot of money. That's what I'm trying to get to you, is that, or tell you about, is that, yeah, we spent a lot of money, but you saw, if we wait until, you know, the best time to sell this, we're going to make about $1,000 per 1,000 liters. So we're basically making 60 grand with this, and we haven't even scratched the surface with the trees back there, right? Now, like I said, I don't expect... I hope this can even go in there. Okay, good. Let's just drive through it. I don't expect that it's going to allow us to drop wood chips in there. It does not. So we've got to figure out something to do here to store the wood chips, right? The wood chips, the price, like we talked about, it's not terrible. It's really not. It's actually a pretty good price. But I'd love to sell it for a couple $100 more per 1,000 liters, right? I'd love to get almost $1,000 per 1,000 liters, right? I would love that. So, yeah, I think we hold off, right? I think we hold off. I don't think we go and sell them today. So, what that does mean is we've got to look at something that we can store some of these in. There's a 16,000 liter container here, but it only holds 27,000 liters of product. So that's not really going to work. And a lot of this, if you're looking at it, a lot of this is not really... There's not really a whole lot of storage space in a lot of these that are, you know, worth it, right? That one is going to cost us 40 grand. It only holds 50,000 liters. And guess what? We've got more than 50,000 liters already right now. So, you know, you get what I'm trying to get at, right? It's not really going to do a whole lot if we go that approach, right? It's not really going to help us that much. It's actually going to hinder us, I think, more than anything. So, what do we do? Well, I guess what we do, I guess this first one, I guess we just go sell the first one right now, even though I just said we weren't going to do it, but I guess we go sell the first one, see how much money we make, and then for the next episode, maybe I'll go out and I'll see if I can find any mods out there that will work for us that has a bit more unrealistic storage capacity, but still is not super cheap. Like, I don't want to buy something that has, you know, like 400,000 liter capacity and it only costs me like $5,000. Like, that's not really that realistic, right? So, not that having 400,000 liters is realistic anyway. You'd have to have a big, massive silo complex to have something like that. But you get what I'm trying to get at, right? Let's try to make it a little bit more realistic than that. I don't want to pay $2,000 for a million liters of storage. Like, that's just, you're just basically cheating the game at that point, right? And that's not really what I'm trying to go for here. So let's see. Let's pull over here to the side. Where are we selling these at? 755 Feed and Grain South. Where is that at? As far away as humanly possible. Wonderful. Is there anything that's closer than that that's about the same price? Not really. Not really. 744 The Train. That's almost, I mean, it's not, but it's just as nearly as far away. The Animal Dealer is 740, but that's $15 less than I want to spend. I'm going to drive it over there. So probably the fastest way actually is for us to turn around and go the back ways here, right? I think it would be. We haven't done this in a bit. Go the back way here. So basically I hang right here, follow this around like we would go to our initial piece of land that we purchased. But then instead of, you know, turning right there by the horse, we just continue on and then hang a left and take the back roads underneath the bridge right next to the river there. Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. It's pretty simple at that point. It's just going to kind of run you dead into that road that will take you over there to the bottom right-hand corner of the map that's elevated up in the air, right? Should be pretty simple for us to get there. This map is just, I've said it so many times, but it's just beautiful from every angle you go to, man. It's great. I love this map. So we're almost here. Did take us quite a while to get here, but we're almost here. And even though we're not going to get $1,000 per 1,000 liters, we're still going to get a lot of money here, gang. It's going to probably pay for the Tree Devour mod, just this alone. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't. And so the excess here that's inside the Tree Devour mod right now, which I know doesn't look realistic, it's really not, but it's being shot out of the pipe like it was doing at the beginning and into the trailer to unload. So that's why it's doing that right now. And I'm pretty sure we're going to hit $98,000, $100,000 again. I mean, we still have 35,000 liters still to be sold, and we're already at 76, right? So, I think we're going to get there. Yeah, we're going to get to 100. We're going to get to 100. Fantastic is what that is. That's absolutely fantastic. Alright, that's it. So now it's just coming out of the trailer. But we're going to get literally just make it. We're literally just barely going to make it to 100,000. That is fantastic, man. $45,473 and $2,290. And that's not counting the fact that we're selling it at it's a good time, but not the best time, right? So as we continue on here, if we find something to store the wood chips in, great. If we don't, we're still going to make a hell of a lot of money here in the winter months, right, as we get rid of those trees. So that's really all we're going to have to do. That and doing the normal fish selling stuff that we've always do, right? That's all we're going to have to do here in the winter months. So this is going to bring us a lot of money. Hopefully it will get us to the point where we can buy another plot of land and or buy the fish food production. I think it's going to, which is another reason why I kind of did the shift that we talked about in the last episode and decided I was going to put soybeans in that other field. That's the reason why. But anyway, we're going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button. In the case you've yet to do so, they are free to do. They help me out an absolute ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you. Thank you to my members. I cannot thank them enough. There's a link down below in the description if you're interested in that. Different tiers there, but the mid-tier, it allows you access to early videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge. As I mentioned earlier, check out my other channel if you're interested in stuff that's not Farming Simulator related. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Dynasty Warriors Visions of 4 Heroes DLC for the Dynasty Warriors Origins game. They came out about a year ago. That's what I'm playing through right now. Maybe eventually we'll be jumping into Fallout like I mentioned. And Discord's down there. Everything you need, as always, is down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. And we'll see you next time.